joining us on the show. Hi, Santosh. Great to be speaking with you. Firstly, help us understand what do you make of the US-China trade deal of day two, because some negotiations have been made. Trade deal has already been made, and it's rare earth exports that has seen a bit of a respite. Give us your sense.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a step forward, but it's definitely not all the way because it still has to come to the US. Trump has to approve it. President Xi has to approve it. So the framework is good. But we've gone back and forth so many times. So I think no one's rushing yet. They want to see where the final trade deals land. But at this point, it's a step forward. They're talking. US needs rare earth materials. China needs the US technologies, especially the semis. So I don't know what's a fair deal. I mean, Biden had very restrictive sanctions on semiconductors. Is US going to give it up just for rare earth? I think that's the trade-off that needs to be. We need to see what the final outcome of this negotiation is, just to see who's getting what and at what cost.
Santosh, hi, morning. This is Nehi also joining in. Now, what we understand from these talks, prima facie, is that both of these countries have agreed to stick to the Geneva trade consensus so far, wherein US is imposing a 30% tariff, China on the other side a 10% tariff. Earlier, a lower court in the US had overruled these tariffs, but you have an appeals court in Washington yesterday that has said that these tariffs can continue till trade consensus is reached. How long-lasting do you see this tool, and do you believe that this could be the new normal when it comes to tariff rates between US and China?
Well, I don't think so. I think Trump uses tariffs as a punitive instrument. So we don't know where the final one is. Yes, he believes in it. He thinks it's US needs to level the playing field. It's an unfair playing field right now, and he believes tariffs will even the field. So we don't know yet till it happens. But at this point, the tariffs are still going to be on the table. So at least till the final outcome is decided. So we'll wait and see. But what I'm saying is it's still moving parts. It's moving in the right direction. But let's see what the end game is. Let's see what US gets out of this whole thing. But at this point, like I said, it's still uncertain.
Work in progress, as they say. But Santosh, tell me, what is it that you make of all those recessionary fears? The tariff talks at least are headed in the right direction. At least they're not now sort of, a dead end or locking horns as they were earlier. They seem to be negotiating and, it's progressing well, so to speak. I mean, just last evening, you had the World Bank actually cut the global growth outlook to now 2.3 from the earlier 2.7. What happens to that part?
Yes, I think tariffs in general they're not good. They're not constructive. They slow down things. They have a domino effect. They have a knock-on effect across the economy. So I don't think you want tariffs on unfair tariffs on the table. So recession is not on the cards. As far as the U.S. is concerned, the economy is still good. Job market is still good. So let's see what the CPI. The CPI is coming down towards the Fed's target of 2%. Still not there yet, but it's coming there. So let's wait and see. Tomorrow's number is going to be, or the next CPI number is going to be very closely watched. If it's a hot number, then the rate cuts in the next meeting are off the table. But I think if it's a soft number, I think Fed, with the employment number in pretty good shape and costs coming down, their dual mandate is taken care of, so they might cut one rates. I'm in the camp of 2 cuts this year towards the later half of the year. I think we'll get there at one point. At this point, he's just going to be wait and see after tomorrow's data. But then later on, he's definitely going to look at it because Trump is after him also. He wants the rates cuts also. So he believes it's very punitive to the whole economy. So lot of ifs, ands, and buts. It's wait and see on the part of Fed. But tomorrow's data is going to be very important. And the employment numbers, the unemployment claims are going up. Let's see if it stays there. That's also being closely watched. So a lot of things to watch at this point. Let's wait and see.
Indeed, a lot of things to watch, but Santosh, we did touch upon the tariff talks, inflation, and the rate cut expectation. But what about the markets? What is that you are penciling for the US markets? Because of late, for the past 3 to 4 trading sessions, they have been consolidating in a very tight range. Is this indicating a bit of a nervousness in the market, or do you believe this consolidation is healthy before the next leg run up?
Yeah, I think the tech is back. I mean, the Magnificent Seven are back. The so-called Magnificent Seven are essentially back. I think semis are back in play. For a while, it looked like they had run its course, but I think the latest talks from different companies showing that there's tremendous demand for it. AMD also showed that. So that's not an issue of any issue about demand there. The supply is also pretty good at this point in terms of the semis. And the other areas as well are okay. So as long as the consumer holds up and the consumer demand holds up and the enterprise demand holds up, which it looks like it is at this point, the earnings expectations for this year, as of now, looking at the latest estimates, consensus estimates is about 7 to 9% earnings growth for this year for the EPS, S&P 500 EPS growth. So that's a good number. We came into this year thinking it's low teens, but it's now 9 to 10% is also good. It depends on different estimates, but generally I've seen 8 to 10% anywhere between there. So that's a good number, I would say, in terms of earnings growth. So if you can get good earnings growth, companies report fairly. If the tariff talk subsides, then the companies have better visibility into giving guidance for next year. I think that'll be a good thing, and we'll get some clarity, and the market will go up. Right now, there's uncertainty. People are holding their cards. They don't know where the tariffs will land, and all that stuff. So no recession on the cards, but definitely a slowdown, if anything, if the tariff doesn't take the right shape.
Santosh, and before we let you go, while we are talking about the bigger picture here, I have to ask you, where do you think India stands amid all of this? Because even after the front loading that we've seen on from the RBI, you have the World Bank that had still retained its 6.3% GDP target for FY26 in India. This comes after they had slashed it from 6.7% in April. So amid everything that's been going on globally in terms of US, China, where do you think India stands right now?
I think India has been in a good position all along. On a relative basis, it's been very strong, and it continues to be. It's tremendous demand, consumer demand. The government is doing very well. It's telegraphing its intentions very well. I'm glad the war ended and did not disrupt too many things at this point. So I think they need to keep their eye on the prize, which is growth, and move towards increasing their size of the economy. So I think India is doing the right things. They're going to the right place. So I don't see any reason why they should be hurt. And even the trade negotiations, I think India has a good bargaining position there as well. So because Trump needs a deal, and I think India can definitely get what it wants from Trump at this point. So I think the trade deal with the US will be beneficial to both. So net, I see a good tailwind as opposed to headwinds for the Indian economy.
Santosh, great to have you on the show today. Thanks as always for joining in with your insights.
Thank you.
Okay, in fact, let's take stock of what the global commentary has been overnight, given all the developments that have happened. And Ankur is waiting by to tell us exactly that. Ankur?